Hey everybody, it's me again. I really enjoyed doing the tutorial on faux wax seals, so I thought I'd give another one a try. Today I'm going to show you how to make DVD-sized gift boxes. And by that I mean a whole case DVD. As you can see here, this is one that I finished earlier today. You're just using some basic cream-colored cardstock and one of my new LeBlanc stamps. Love it! And as you can see here, what I did was I stamped the image, did a little coloring in various places with distress inks and pen nibs, and then I also used the Red Velvet Glimmer Mist and the Heirloom Gold Perfect Pearls Mist on this. Before I spritzed it with those, I actually made a mask, a rectangular mask for this area here, and then spritzed the rest of the paper. I didn't want this spritzed, I really wanted it to stand out, so that's what I did here. I'll go ahead and open this and show you. As you can see, I also distressed my edges, and I'll show you that step when we go through and make tonight's DVD box. So, what you're going to need for this is 2 pieces of cardstock, cut to 7.5 inches by 9.75 inches. For this box, I'm actually going to use a patterned paper for my lid. If you do just want to use plain paper, that's fine too. Cardstock is best for this because it's heavier and it'll hold up better as a box. When we go through, I'll show you at what point to do this if you want to stamp or, decorate your lid if you're not using the patterned paper. But let's go ahead and get started. So, let's go ahead and start with the base. So, take your paper for the base, and what you're going to want to do is lengthwise, when you place your paper on, you're going to want to score at 1 inch. And I like to go ahead and do that twice so it's easier when you fold it. You just want to make sure you don't push so hard that you go through the paper. And then over here, you're going to want to score at 6.5 inches. Okay, turn your paper and then score at 1 inch. And then score again at 8.75 inches. Okay, once you have that done, go ahead and fold on the creases that you made. After you have your folds creased, sort of flatten it back out. You're going to want to take your scissors and cut in on the crease up to the intersection of the creases, as you can see here. Okay? You're going to do that 4 times. Okay, flip your paper. Okay, Then you can go ahead and recrease your folds. Okay. Then just go ahead and take some adhesive, and you're going to want to put glue on these squares in the corner. Go ahead and hold that till it's set. You can see here what I did. Okay, and then you're just going to want to go ahead and do that with the rest of the corners. And I'm sorry, I forgot to go over the basic supply list for this, but obviously I'm using the Martha Stewart Scoring Board. Adhesive, 2 pieces of cardstock, cut to size, which is 7.5 inches by 9.75 inches. And I'm also using the paper distressor, the Tim Holtz paper distressor by Tim Holtz. And then you can also use whatever embellishments you'd like for the top of your box. But we'll go over that later too. So there you have it, the base of your box. Now, I find that sometimes there's a little overage. All I do with that is just take my scissors and just trim off the little bit of excess. It's not a big deal because, as I'll show you later, I'm actually going to go over these edges with the paper distressor, and you can't even tell after you do that. So go ahead and set your base aside, and then get out the paper that you're using for your lid. If you are using a pattern paper, go ahead and place it pattern side down for when you score. And for this, what you want to do is, you'll notice on the Martha Stewart Scoring Board there is an arrow and a line right next to where the 0 is. And the purpose for that is you want to take the paper that you're using for your lid and line it up with that arrow and line, because what's going to happen is that's going to help make your lid just a little bit bigger so that it fits onto your base. So go ahead and line that paper up with the line and the arrow, and then you're going to want to score at 1 inch lengthwise. And then you're going to want to score at 6 5/8 inches lengthwise. Okay, go ahead, turn your paper, and again, line it up with the arrow and the line. And this time you're going to score at 1 inch. And then 8 7/8 inches. Okay, so there you have it. Again, go ahead and fold on your creases. Unfold your creases, and then go ahead and cut your slits like you did with the base. So along the crease, up to the intersection of the two creases. Okay. And then again, go ahead and refold on your crease lines. Okay. And same as with the base, you're just going to want to add your adhesive to the squares in the corners. Line them up with the sides and just hold until they set a little bit. Okay, and do that with each corner. Now my absolute favorite adhesive to use for most of my paper crafting needs is the Scotch quick dry adhesive. I love it. It is definitely the one thing I use the most. It's super strong and it dries quickly. You just have to be careful about using too much of it, I think. You really don't need a lot when it comes to this adhesive. It's pretty strong stuff. And using too much just sort of creates a blobby mess. Okay. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. When you're doing this, if you want to do something like this, you do this step after you crease it. Because when you crease it, you can actually see, like, the area that is going to be the top. So you'll be able to know, like, as far as stamping or anything like that, where the center will be and what will be the lid. So once you have your paper cut to size and you crease it, then you go ahead and you do this step before you do any cutting of the corners. Okay, so I'm sorry I forgot to tell you that while I was going through this. Okay, so here you have your lid, and I'm going to go ahead and go back and distress these edges now. Like I said, I'm using the Tim Holtz Tonic paper distresser, and I'm just going to go along these edges. The thing I really like about doing this is that it not only hides imperfections, like I said, like if you have some edges that are a little uneven or whatnot, it also adds bulk to your base so that when you put the lid on, it kind of holds on to the lid instead of the lid just easily sliding on and off. So there's more than one reason I do this. And, you know, plus I just really like the way it looks. I mean, you can do this or you can choose not to do it. Some people don't like the distressed look. That's totally fine. It all works the same in the end. It's just something I like to do to add a little extra character to it. You could even, if you wanted, after distressing, go along with distress ink and sort of add a little distress ink to the edges. I have done that with other gift boxes in the past, and it's really pretty. Okay, so that's done. And then I'm going to go ahead and distress the edges of my lid, which for this lid I will actually go back and add distress ink to these edges. Just to give it that extra something special. once you have your lid pretty much how you want it, this is the point where you can go ahead and add your embellishments, which for this box I'm actually going to add a paper rosette that I created using the Tim Holtz paper rosette die. His little circles that also punch out along with it, I find that I usually don't use those. I use my 1 1/4 inch punch to sort of punch out a coordinating piece of whatever I'm using as my lid, so that everything sort of like contrasts but pulls together. So I will be adding this here to the box, and then I'm probably going to go back and add either a rhinestone or maybe some ruby red stickles to the center of this circle, just to really make everything pop. But here you have it, your DVD gift box, and I will show you the DVD fits in there quite nicely. You also even have a little extra room if you wanted to add a layer of like shredded paper or whatever. I actually plan on using probably shredded book pages, or you could, you know, wrap with tissue paper, whatever. You do have a little wiggle room in there for that. And then there it is, the gift box. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear them. Thank you for watching.